is happy, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. Very good. You know, and looking at that as one of the hallmarks of your first administration, also I think that one of the things that was very, very important had to do with downtown development. Right. Generally, when we reflect upon Nashville before you became mayor, certainly there had been efforts to modernize and develop downtown, but let's talk about it from that perspective, downtown development.
Yeah, when I ran for the office, it's hard to remember now, but there was a lot of talk about in that campaign about downtown development. It was one of the major, I would say one of the major issues. What are you going to do to get the downtown back again? So I've worked hard on that. I think we've had some good successes. We really started out with this decision to build the arena. That was the first big move downtown. I had looked at before that whether or not we could do something with retail downtown, and I guess the conclusion I came to is that was very difficult. We have a lot of retail space in Nashville, a lot of it out in suburban shopping centers, and I thought it was going to be very hard to get people to come and shop downtown, at least in the same stores. They could go to any one of a dozen malls and go to. But entertainment seemed to be an area that we really could build around, and a lot of cities have. So we made a commitment in terms of the arena to bring people down there, to commit to entertainment, and it's worked amazingly well. I mean,
you think that's very good?
Yeah, there's been a lot of new investment in the downtown area. There's been a lot of new people coming downtown who hadn't been down there before to events and sporting events and music events and so on. And I'm very, very pleased with the way that's all worked. Now, there's a lot of work yet to be done. I don't think we shouldn't be sitting on our hands at this point. We need to keep working at growing the downtown and getting new businesses to locate down there, but I think we're on the right track.
And so the arena is the key, was the key, do you think?
I think it was the first big commitment that people who had money of their own to invest were looking up and saying, well, if the city's willing to invest $120 million in arena down there, maybe we should be a part of that. Most recent thing is, as you probably know, is there's a hotel complex going up right adjacent to the arena. And
now talk about that. I don't think that many people are familiar with that.
Yeah, there's a Hilton Suites hotel that will be going up just off Broadway right next to the arena. It'll be, I think it's approximately 600 rooms, if I'm not mistaken on that number. It's interesting in that it's a partnership that includes an out-of-town developer and some local partners in the thing, including a significant minority interest in the hotel, African-American interest in the hotel. And I'm real pleased with it. I think they're going to build a very fine hotel that's going to help us bring convention business to the city and certainly be a place where people who come into events at the arena can stay. It's going to be a fine facility.
Now, Mayor, of course, when you talk about downtown development, you have to look across the Cumberland River, and I think that's another one of those.
The big one over there.
That's the big development. What about the stadium? Where do we stand with that? And let's talk about, you know, the very idea of being able to conceive of Nashville as a NFL city in terms of where we were when you first started this. Of course, I hate to raise that. We've got only a minute before our commercial break, but let's start talking about that.
Okay. It's probably, we can continue on a little bit after that if it's okay. When we started with the arena, there really wasn't any thought of having Major League professional sports. In fact, I still got a couple of newspaper columns I clipped and keep in my office where people say, you know, what a stupid idea it was that we ever might have professional sports here. What we discovered as we got going in the arena was that it probably was a pretty attractive market for professional sports. And we started going out and feeling around and looking, and particularly for an NBA or an NHL team to come to town. We had several false starts. You know, we had to get out there and try the Timberwolves, if you remember, and the New Jersey Devils and others. But in the end, we were successful in attracting not only a hockey team, but also kind of out of the blue, we got a request to consider football, and we have, and successfully.
And let me interrupt here, Mayor, for our first commercial break. Sure. And we'll be back with you following this short commercial break. Of the city of Nashville.